The dawn arrived as a gentle breeze touched the petals of blooming flowers near the Naranjara riverbank. Buddha sat beneath the Bodhi tree, his presence calm and radiant. A crowd of disciples gathered, their faces eager with curiosity and reverence. The soft murmur of the river provided harmony to their shared moment of learning. Buddha gazed at each disciple, his eyes full of kindness and understanding. Compassion begins with observing suffering around us, he said. His words carried profound depth, resonating with the attentive minds of his disciples. The air was still except for the echoes of his voice. In my princely youth, I lived within walls of comfort, Buddha began, pausing for them to listen. He recounted the early days of his life, sheltered in the splendor of his royal palace. For years, I was ignorant of the trials others endured. Buddha continued, recalling the turning point in his life. He described his journeys beyond the palace walls, encountering the old man, the sick man, and the corpse. They revealed to me the cycle of life every being shares, he said. Letting the significance sink in, each disciple could sense the pain that shaped his quest for truth. Compassion requires us to walk into the discomfort of others' suffering, Buddha emphasized with conviction. Buddha pointed toward the villagers passing by, their faces etched with lines of hardship. These faces tell stories of struggle, yet we often ignore them. He gestured to the water carrier standing nearby, his hands worn with toil. Compassion is not passive, it calls for action and connection, Buddha spoke while observing the man kindly. Finally, I saw a lifeless body being carried, its vitality gone, and grief emanating from those who accompanied it. The Buddha's voice became soft, almost a whisper, as if sharing an eternal secret. The memory, vivid in his mind, held him in somber empathy as he described her ordeal. I could not save her child, but I offered my presence and understanding, Buddha explained softly. His words suggested that compassion transcended solutions and entered the realm of connection. Her grief was immense, but my listening provided a semblance of relief, Buddha said, his gaze downward in thought. His words seemed to part a veil, revealing truth hidden deep within the disciples. Ananda felt his breath slow, his thoughts transforming into a gentle stream. Compassion is not pity, nor is it judgment, Buddha clarified with purposeful intensity. He raised his hand slightly as he spoke, motioning toward the mountains visible in the distance. True compassion seeks not to fix others, but to walk alongside their pain, Buddha revealed. His tone carried softness, yet it stirred wisdom within their souls. The disciples nodded, their expressions reflecting dawning understanding. Buddha continued weaving threads of enlightenment through his words. The beauty of compassion is in the humility of presence, he spoke, conveying his inner reflection to them. Each story Buddha recounted portrayed compassion as living practice beyond mere sentimentality. Compassion is seeing yourself in others, Buddha revealed calmly. His disciples felt the universality in his words resonating deeply. Time passed gently as the disciples pondered Buddha's teachings, wrapped within his profound words. In each act of kindness, you cultivate the roots of compassion within yourself, Buddha shared, emphasizing the process over perfection. The disciples listened as Buddha connected his insights to the suffering he witnessed during his travels. Even among strangers, your understanding has power, Buddha encouraged, reminding them compassion belonged to all living beings. Their eyes reflected the light of realization as Buddha spoke about interconnectedness. Compassion flourishes when barriers dissolve, revealing our shared existence, Buddha revealed with gentle wisdom. His disciples understood the depth of his teaching, feeling its truth. In his own journey, Buddha learned compassion was intricately woven into self-awareness. True compassion begins with cultivating it within ourselves, Buddha revealed kindly. He elaborated on the significance of introspection in nurturing compassion. The Buddha's voice softened, yet his words carried a depth that reverberated through their souls. Begin with mindfulness, observing your breath, for it is the bridge between the body and the mind, the present and the eternal. He urged them to witness the lives shaped by hardship. His disciples followed his gaze, reflecting on the villagers passing by. Suffering is universal, yet the embrace of compassion transforms its impact, Buddha revealed calmly. His words shed light on their path forward. The sun shifted, casting shadows gently along the flowing river. Buddha spoke about kindness as a transformative force. Compassion heals not only others but ourselves, Buddha explained softly. His disciples understood the reciprocal nature of genuine care. Hours passed as Buddha continued to teach his disciples, unveiling layers of wisdom. Each story and reflection Buddha shared enriched their understanding further. Compassion is the bridge uniting hearts in shared existence, Buddha revealed profoundly. As Buddha's words reached their conclusion, disciples sat in silent gratitude. Their spirits resonated with the echoes of his teachings. Buddha's presence remained a guiding light in their awakening to compassion. Another day, the forest whispered its secrets as sunlight danced through the canopy of ancient trees. Buddha walked quietly among his disciples, his bare feet brushing against the soft earth. The sounds of birdsong filled the air, a harmonious melody to the morning. They paused by a thicket where a bird lay trapped in a cruel tangle of vines. Its cries pierced the stillness, a desperate plea for help. Buddha knelt beside it, his movements deliberate and gentle. His hands worked carefully to free the bird without causing harm. Compassion demands action. Even when faced with adversity, Buddha said, turning to his disciples with a calm and resolute gaze. The bird fluttered away, its freedom a symbol of kindness in the face of suffering. In times of challenge, compassion becomes a test of our resolve, he continued, his voice steady and clear. He began recounting a story from his ascetic years, a time of immense physical and spiritual hardship. I once wandered through a barren land, my body weak from fasting, my spirit searching for truth, Buddha revealed softly. His disciples leaned closer, captivated by the depth of his experience. One day, I encountered a man lying by the roadside, his body frail and his life ebbing away, Buddha shared. The memory seemed to hang in the air, vivid and raw, though my strength was failing. I could not ignore his suffering, Buddha added, his tone filled with quiet determination. He described how he offered the man the little nourishment he had, even as hunger gnawed at his own being. To give in times of need is the essence of compassion, Buddha said, his voice laced with conviction. His disciples listened, their hearts stirred by the profound simplicity of his actions. Buddha gestured to the forest around them, its trees bearing witness to countless struggles over the ages. In nature, we see endless examples of resilience and interdependence, he said, his eyes tracing the towering forms of the ancient trees. Each life supports another, a silent testament to compassion in adversity, he explained. The disciples nodded, their thoughts turning inward as they reflected on his words. Compassion asks us to transcend our own struggles and act for the good of another, Buddha taught. His presence exuded the very virtues he spoke of, an unshakable embodiment of his teachings. Buddha paused and motioned for the group to sit on a patch of soft moss under a large tree. The sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting dappled patterns on their faces. In giving, even when we lack, we discover the boundless nature of our compassion, he said softly. He recalled another tale from his wandering years, of a time when he shared his shelter with a wandering stranger during a storm. The rain poured ceaselessly, and the winds howled like wounded spirits, Buddha began, his voice carrying the weight of memory. He paused, his words flowing with the rhythm of life itself. gentle yet unstoppable. Finally, extend loving kindness to those who challenge you, whose actions awaken anger and hurt within your heart, the Buddha said. Compassion finds its strength in shared vulnerability, Buddha explained, his words resonating with a deeper truth. The disciples felt the weight of his experiences, their understanding growing with each tale. A sudden gust of wind rustled the leaves above, a gentle reminder of the impermanence of all things. Adversity does not diminish the value of compassion. It enhances its purity, Buddha continued. His voice carried a wisdom that seemed to flow effortlessly from his being. The disciples observed the forest, its beauty intertwined with struggle and growth, mirroring the lessons Buddha shared. Even the smallest act of kindness can ripple through the fabric of existence, Buddha said. His tone thoughtful, he emphasized the far-reaching impact of even the simplest gestures of compassion. Angulimala's transformation was born not of punishment but of the compassion that created space for change and healing, he said. Let this story remind you of the strength within your own hearts to bring peace to those around you. His teachings became a seed planted within their hearts, ready to bloom with time and practice. A disciple raised a question, asking how to maintain compassion when burdened by one's own pain. Begin today, with each breath, each thought, each step, to cultivate compassion and let it guide your path. The disciples bowed deeply, their resolve to practice the teachings shining like the morning sun. He spoke of the balance between self-care and selflessness, urging them to nurture their inner strength. When you care for yourself, you build the foundation to extend care to others, Buddha advised with wisdom. His words provided clarity, guiding his disciples toward a more holistic understanding of compassion. The group resumed their walk, the forest path winding toward a clearing bathed in golden light. Buddha led them to a tranquil stream, its waters sparkling in the sunlight. He knelt by the stream, cupping the cool water in his hands before drinking deeply. The stream flows, giving life to all it touches. Without hesitation, Buddha observed. His disciples understood the metaphor, seeing the stream as an embodiment of selfless giving. Be like this stream, offering without expectation, and you will embody true compassion, Buddha encouraged. The sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the landscape as the day's teachings drew to a close. The merchant touched the bark, his senses heightened by the tree's strength and resilience. Disciples mirrored his gesture, their connection deepened by shared humanity. Another day, the morning sun rose over the village as people stirred, readying themselves for their daily tasks. Buddha and his disciples arrived quietly, their presence serene among the bustling energy of life. The streets were alive with merchants, farmers, and children, their voices mingling into a symphony of existence. Buddha watched attentively as a beggar approached a wealthy merchant, pleading for a morsel of food. The merchant dismissed him coldly, his face hardened with indifference. Buddha turned to his disciples and began speaking, his tone both gentle and firm. Compassion knows no boundaries, he said, his eyes tracing the interactions unfolding around them. It must extend to all beings equally. The disciples nodded, their expressions reflecting both understanding and the challenge of putting such wisdom into practice. He learned to rest in the stillness beneath the waves, the unchanging presence that neither craves nor resists. Master, she said, her voice frail, I have lost my family and wander without direction. My heart is weighed by grief. He explained how he approached the bandit without fear, his heart open with compassion. Even those lost in darkness can find light if met with understanding, Buddha said, his voice steady. The disciples wondered how Buddha managed to face a man known for such cruelty. I called out to him, not with condemnation, but with kindness, Buddha recounted, his gaze unwavering. The assembly remained still, the story drawing them into the vast landscape of their own inner struggles and the liberation that awaited. I said to him, "True freedom lies in knowing that you are not bound by the objects of your desire or aversion. Compassion can awaken the dormant good in any being," he said. His disciples reflecting on the profound truth of his words. The bustling village seemed to mirror the complexities of human interactions, filled with kindness, indifference, and struggle. Buddha continued observing the merchant who now quarreled with a fellow trader over a trivial matter. "Attachment blinds us to the suffering of others," Buddha remarked softly. He spoke of the interconnected nature of all existence, illustrating his teaching with a metaphor. A tree's roots nourish its branches. Without connection, it cannot survive, Buddha explained, gesturing toward a nearby tree. The disciples nodded, their understanding deepening as they related the lesson to their experiences. Buddha shared another tale, this time of a mother named Kisagatami, who came to him with unbearable grief. She lost her only child and sought a cure for his lifeless body, Buddha began, his tone full of empathy. He described how he asked her to bring a mustard seed from a household untouched by death. Kisagatami searched tirelessly, only to find that no home was without loss, Buddha recounted gently. Her realization of shared suffering allowed her to release her attachment and find peace. Compassion is the understanding that suffering connects us all, Buddha explained to his disciples. A child approached Buddha, offering a small flower plucked from the roadside, her innocence shining through her gesture. Buddha accepted it with gratitude, his smile radiating warmth. Even the simplest act of giving holds profound meaning, Buddha said. Addressing his disciples, the disciples reflected on how small acts of kindness could ripple through the lives of others, creating waves of change. A compassionate heart creates unity where there was division, Buddha emphasized, his voice filled with conviction. The villagers passing by seemed to sense the wisdom emanating from Buddha's presence. A villager who overheard Buddha's words approached with a question, his expression earnest. "How can we show compassion when anger blinds us?" the man asked. Buddha regarded him kindly before responding with measured wisdom. "Anger is a flame that burns the hand that holds it," Buddha said. He spoke of the importance of mindfulness in overcoming anger and cultivating compassion. "When you breathe deeply, you cool the fire within," Buddha guided gently. The villager nodded, his face softening as he grasped the simplicity of Buddha's advice. As the day wore on, Buddha led his disciples to a quiet grove outside the village. The serenity of the place allowed his teachings to settle within their minds. "Compassion is not an effort, but a way of being," Buddha said as they sat in the shade. He encouraged his disciples to observe their thoughts and actions, ensuring they aligned with the principles of compassion. "When your intentions are pure, compassion flows naturally," Buddha explained, his words resonating like ripples across a still pond. The disciples closed their eyes, reflecting deeply. A sudden gust of wind rustled the leaves around them, nature itself seeming to affirm Buddha's teachings. "Even the wind touches all without distinction," Buddha observed, drawing parallels to the universality of compassion. His disciples opened their eyes, feeling the truth in his metaphor, as the sun began to set, casting hues of gold and crimson across the sky. Buddha concluded his teachings. "Compassion is the bridge that connects us to the infinite," Buddha said, his voice steady and serene. The disciples rose, their hearts full of gratitude for the wisdom shared. The village receded into the distance as they departed, their spirits alight with the teachings they carried forward. Buddha walked silently among them, his presence a constant reminder of the path they had chosen. The journey toward embodying compassion continued, a legacy to be shared with the world. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.